Welcome to WAC Basketball Preview Days presented by Hercules Tires. I'm Kendra Sheehan. Grand Canyon women's basketball program joins us. Head coach Molly Miller in her second season with the Lobes, Taylor Caldwell, redshirt junior, and Amara Graham, the grad transfer preseason all-WAC first team. Thank you all for joining me here today. Coach, I'm going to start with you. In your first year, you cruise past expectations placed on your team. How do you hope to build off of what this team accomplished last year?
Well, it's all the kids and their buy-in. Here a stranger is coming in, telling them how to play basketball. And I was just really fortunate to inherit a group and then add some additions that really believed in what we could do and the potential. Making school history the first time in the WAC conference championship, we're looking to build upon that. And I think we can. I think we're going to get better even as the season progresses with this group. And we're already deeper and a little bit better, I think, building off that historic season last year. So I'm excited. Even we had our first inter squad scrimmage, and then we had our first scrimmage against someone else finally last week. And it kind of, the defense showed up, which makes my heart happy, but it kind of shows the potential of this team, which is very exciting.
What were you able to learn from this team early on after that scrimmage where you finally got to play some players that weren't on your own roster?
I even as a coach, I can imagine how the players feel. You just want to get into the games and play someone else, we practiced enough. And so you get that sense. And so finally it was like, oh, we can now kind of unleash what we've been doing since August on someone else. What a fun opportunity. To see some of those things that we've been practicing since day one kind of come to light against other people that didn't maybe expect what was coming, like in a typical practice that we have. It was fun. So I think it gave us an extra spark and an extra energy to kind of push through these next few practices to get into the bulk of our non-conference season.
Taylor, what did you see from this team after that scrimmage that you liked most?
Our defense was really well. We came together and just really pressured the other team, and we got some stops and some steals, and it's only the beginning of what we could accomplish defensively.
Do you feel like you have a chip on your shoulder after the tough way that last season kind of ended?
Definitely. We're really trying to prove something this season. Last year was our first year, so this second season, we should really accomplish some big things.
Amara, you're coming to GCU after being at a rival in the conference. What was the biggest pull to joining this squad?
I'm sorry, the biggest what?
Just the biggest reason, the biggest pull for wanting to become a Lope.
Entering the portal, I didn't expect to be in a team that was in the WAC. It's kind of just how it played out. But just a chance to kind of change my game and get a different aspect of my game that I previously hadn't really focused on. Just wanted to become a better overall player. So that's what led me to be here at GCU.
What is it going to be like when you face UTRGV this season wearing the opposite jersey?
I can't wait for it. I'll just say that. It's going to be exciting. It's probably the game I'm looking forward to the most all year. So I'll just leave it at that.
Being already familiar with the conference and now you're adding 4 new teams, how has that helped you prepare for this season?
I've been around this conference. It's actually my 6th year. So I know kind of the ins and outs of it. The conference definitely got stronger this year, though, adding teams like SFA and Lamar. But I think we'll be ready for it. I think it's nothing, we can't prepare for, and hopefully we come out on top.
Coach, how has Amara fit into this lineup, and what have you liked from Taylor also coming back?
Well, I think the experience is so valuable from those two. You've got one returner who knows the system, and TC fits it to a T. She's really thriving, especially on the defensive side of the ball. She's top in the country in steals per game. And I think she's just going to build on that and kind of has something to prove there. And so that system complements her. And then with AG, I just know her leadership is so valuable to us. She's been there, done that. But I've even challenged her, like, we know you can shoot the ball. We know you can play offense. Let's see if you can level up your game a little bit with the defensive mentality. That's what I love about the competitor in her, right? She's like, okay, she could have probably cruised, but she wants to challenge herself. this last year. And, Lane and I are great friends. He was the first phone call I made. I know she had a great experience, but this is something now that's different for her, and maybe a new level, and a new basketball player can kind of come through in a different system. And so excited to lean on them both for that leadership and expertise and experience. And that's going to bode really, really well for our team. And they're both really competitive by nature too, which fills my bucket. I'm competitive myself. So they're winners, and they want to win, and they want to do something special this year. Especially, AG, this is number 6 for her, and she could have probably checked out or cruised, but she's got some goals in mind for this team.
Amara, what are some of those goals that you have in mind? And have you been focusing heavily on defense in the off season?
Oh yeah, Coach Miller's not going to let me focus on anything else but defense every single day. So yeah, it's definitely one of the top focuses. What was your first question?
And then just goals that you have for this team.
Oh yeah. I mean, the top goal is to win the WAC. That's why I'm here. It's my last year. I have no other focuses. That however we get it done, that's the goal. Just to win the WAC, get to the tournament. It's something that I haven't done. It's something that probably all my teammates have never done. So just to have the opportunity to do that for the first time for GCU is like nothing else.
Taylor, you fell in the WAC championship to CBU. How eager are you to play the Lancers again? And what other games are specifically circled on your calendar?
I'm very eager to play the Lancers. I mean, just probably last week or the week before, I was scrolling on Twitter and I seen the rings that they got. So that just fueled the fire even more. So we're definitely waiting to play them again. Another team that we're waiting to play is, or me personally, is probably Utah Valley. That was the game right before the WAC championship. They were the team that got to go to the tournament. So we're ready to play them too.
Do you feel like you have something to prove this year?
Not necessarily something to prove, but I want to win. I know all of my teammates want to win. That's our only goal in mind. So we really want to win the WAC and go to the tournament.
And you've dealt with some adversity throughout your playing career, injured your sophomore year. Looking back now, how did that injury help develop you into the player that you have become today?
It changed me in ways that I never thought I would change. I mean, mentally, it just really built my mental game. And physically, I never thought I would be the same after I tore my ACL. But this year is proven to me that I can be as fast and as quick and as agile as I was before my ACL tear. So
what does that do for your confidence?
It boosts it so much, because last year was our first year. It's my first time in the system. I wore a brace last year, so that added on some weight to me. So this year I'm playing without a brace, more light, more and just more quick. So I'm definitely excited to see how well I can do this year.
And Amara, what has been your favorite thing about playing with this team? What is special about this team from the other 5 years of your collegiate career?
I would definitely say just the competitiveness every single day in practice. I mean, every drill, it's really, you cannot take any plays, any time off in our type of practices. It's upbeat, it's high intensity at all times. So that's definitely probably the biggest difference for me right now.
Now, Coach, I asked the players, but, the tough way that you ended last season, how eager are you to get on the floor, get coaching, and have that gameplay experience again?
I think we kind of put that to rest, although it stays with us as kind of a motivating factor. But our goals remain the same as they were last year. But I think the motivation is how important every single game is. You drop one and that could potentially determine your fate. And so kind of lesson learned there is you have to come in and take care of business every single day. And I believe championships aren't won in March. They're won way prior to that, maybe in the summer or the non-conference or leading up. So for us, I think we're really motivated. Things didn't go our way last year in terms of how it played out at the end, but we can only, at the end of the day, blame ourselves. And so I think that's a good lesson for us, is if we take care of business every single day, then we follow the process that will yield the results. So woulda, coulda, shouldas are kind of in the past, and now we have a mission, and we do believe in this team. And I think this can be one of the best teams to come through GCU, and we have realistic goals of chasing a championship this year.
Now we know that you focus on defense. AG mentioned that you're not going to let her forget to work on defense every single day, but what does your offense look like? How has it changed under your leadership?
Yeah, I think it's always maturing a little bit slower than the defense, because I'm going to be convicted to how we play defensively and not really waver from that. Where we change a little bit is offensively, and we'll look at personnel and see how we can highlight them. I'm a big believer in, they're not going to get a playbook this thick. We're going to do some things off transition. I think the biggest thing for us is we're going to generate a lot of turnovers. So we got to be able to convert off those turnovers. And typically that's not in a set style system. Slow it down, get to your spots and run a play. So we got to be able to provide actions within the offense that complement the defensive system. So turnovers, conversions, transition, and then playing out of transition, you kind of have to play a little bit more free, because you could be in random spots. So that motion mentality, we're playing a little bit more 4 out, 1 in this year, with reading and reacting to dribble penetration and ball screens. So it's going to be fast pace again, because we want to score off of our steals, and we want to score in transition, and then hopefully a little bit more free flowing, just allowing them to use the tools that they have to really highlight them as individual players to help the team.
Well, Coach Miller, Taylor, Amara, thank you so much for speaking with me. I'm going to hand it off to Michael, and he's going to allow the rest of the media to ask you some questions. It was great meeting you all, and good luck this season.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.